Are we live? Okay, so we're waiting for a few people, for more people to join in, and before that, and there's a quick announcement to do. We'll be announcing a giveaway as well. So if you're waiting already, so I guess we are live now. Hey guys, welcome to Gizmo Times. This is Chetan, and this is the live unboxing of this anticipated phone. That's the Moto G6 Plus. And we're going to do an unboxing, an overview of the phone, an overview of everything that the phone offers. And there's a surprise announcement, as we had just mentioned on Twitter. So I'm just going to tweet it so you again can know about it. This is going to be a giveaway of the Moto G6 Plus. You just need to be active on this live chat as well as on Twitter. You need to use the hashtag Moto G6 Plus and tag us, that's Gizmo Times Tech, so that we know you are in the loop of this giveaway, and we'll be announcing one winner very soon. So this is the Moto G6 Plus that is launched right now in India. After the recent launches of the Moto G6 and the Moto G6 Play, those both were having the glass back that was taken from the Moto X series. That was one of the good series with a beautiful design, the glass back that is maintained on the G series now, and the G6 Plus as well has that glass back. So this phone comes with quite a very good set of specifications, which is what we're going to talk about first. It has a 5.99 inch 1080 plus display, that's 1080 x 2160 pixels of screen resolution, and the Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection, a glass back, and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 630 processor. And there's a good combination of 6GB of RAM and 64GB storage on this. It runs the Android Oreo with the stock Android, and we might soon see the Android Pie update on it. And then there's a 3200 mAh battery, which is supported by the turbo power charging with a 15-watt charger, and that is something very good on all of the Moto phones. Even in the mid-range, we don't see a lot of mid-range phones offering the turbo power or any fast charging solutions. Here that is being offered, so that is a good thing to see on this one. And apart from that, this runs a very good combination of the dual lens camera on the back. There's a 12 megapixel f1.7 camera assisted by the 5 megapixel f2.2 camera for the depth sensing, and on the front, unlike what it is on the international variant, you get a 16 megapixel camera on the front that is supported by the LED flash for the selfies. And this is the box package. So we'll now unbox the phone. This is the standard box package that you see here, and on the back there are a few specifications that you see. Again the same, that's the Full HD Plus display, 2.2 GHz octa-core chipsets, that's the Snapdragon 630, the dual rear smart cameras, 16 MP front camera as well, that is set to allow up to 300% more light for the selfies. And there's also that fingerprint sensor, which is what I missed. There's a fingerprint sensor on the front of the phone. So this is what helps actually when you don't have to lift the phone always. I'm not a fan of fingerprint sensors on the back of the phone. You always need that on the front, and that is what is given on the Moto G6 Plus. So let's quickly unbox and check out what all comes in the box package. So this is the phone initially, and this comes with that tall display, and this is that glass back, and it as usual looks beautiful with the indigo black variant that we are going to use here. Next, let's pull this out. This is the SIM ejector pin, and then there's this readme manual which helps you understand what all the phone comes with and how can you start using the phone easily. Then there's this legal, safety and regulatory booklet that would help with the warranty and everything else. And then there is this unit, that's the wall charger, the travel adapter that comes with the 15-watt output, and something that I'd be a fan of because fast charging is what you need these days. Next is this USB Type-C cable, indicating that the phone comes with the USB Type-C connectivity, just like how it was on the Moto G6 as well. And finally, a pair of earphones. So these are a pair of earphones that comes with an extra microphone as well as the extra earbuds for the different ear sizes. So these were the box contents, and thankfully it's good to see that the Moto G6 Plus comes with a set of earphones here, so you don't need to really buy an extra pair if you are an audiophile and listen to music occasionally. Now getting back to the phone itself. So this is that Moto G6 Plus. Similarly, how it was on the Moto G6 as well, there's a glass back here, and even on the Moto X series. So I'm again talking about the X series because that was a premium series. That was something over 20,000 rupees in the price range, and even more than that. but that same design is retained here, and that is something good to see. You see that dual lens camera combination on the back with the 12 MP plus 5 MP combination, and the camera app doesn't only help with the captures, but there's a lot more. And just before we start that, there's also the 4K video recording, which many of you wanted to see. 4K at 30 FPS is possible on the Moto G6 Plus. Now on the front is this 5.99 inch Full HD Plus display, and there's that 16 MP camera with the LED flash and a set of sensors on the front, the fingerprint sensor as well, and a microphone on the front. Now let me pull this screen guard from the front. So this is that display here, and now let me quickly set this phone up, and while we do that, we'll also talk about a couple of other features, and one of them is Google Lens, which I'll be talking about a lot more, because that is a feature that I like for the fact that it helps a lot in the user experience. Google Lens is something where you don't, where you have to, one second. So Google Lens is a feature that would actually help you with by using the artificial intelligence as well as the Google's machine learning. You know how strong Google's machine learning is. You have seen that on the camera application, how they help in all the blurring of the background and all. The same machine learning here helps in understanding the objects that you're trying to capture. So for example, if you are just outside a restaurant and you are confused whether that restaurant is good enough to go in, you can actually just project the camera towards that logo of the restaurant or the name of the restaurant, and you instantly find the reviews for the same. There was one more example that I liked. If you have a flower around, you want the same flower as a bouquet to gift it to someone, you just project the camera towards the flower and you'll see the name of the florists that are present around your location, and you can go buy the flowers from there. So there are multiple things that can be done with the Google Lens, and the good thing is that you don't need the separate application for the same. You can use the same Moto camera app, which need to be updated from the Play Store once, and you see the Google Lens support given there. One more thing on the camera application which I like is that spot color feature. Spot color is something where you again don't have to use external applications. Using the same camera app, you can edit the picture out, where if you like one of the colors, such as red on one of the coffee mugs that you have, if you want the exact red to be present, everything else has to be black and white. That can be done using the spot color feature. And the same thing helps when you're taking a portrait shot and you want only the person and that dressing of theirs to be colored. Everything else can be blurred out in the background. Not just blurred out, that can be black and white. So spot color is another feature where you see that the functioning is very good under the same Moto camera application. So it's not just for the camera captures or also for the 4K video recording, but there's a lot more offered in the Moto camera app itself. But what I'm actually a fan of is that Moto application itself. There's one Moto app which helps in a lot of things, such as the user experience, where there are these features such as the night vision display, and there's also the Moto actions. These are the actions that's clockwise for flashlight, quick for twist for the quick capture, swipe to shrink screen, pick up to stop ringing, flip for do not disturb. There are these multiple features. One of them which I always like is this fact that you can just chop this twice and it will turn on the flashlight. You don't have to go into the interface. Even when the screen is turned off, when it's turned on, you just need to chop it twice, and this works perfectly. You don't have to do it multiple times. It doesn't fail. It always works. So that is one way you can actually turn on the flashlight, which is very intuitive, and you like it. The second one is the twist to capture, and this is where you twist the camera, the phone twice, and you see that the camera application actually turns on, and it works quite well. The same twist to capture done twice would actually change the camera from the back camera to the front one, or from the front to back. So that is one good thing about this smartphone, these Moto app features. Not just that, you have the Moto display where you can have that night display. Your screen will reduce the blue light, and these are all present under the Moto app. You don't have to search that in the different settings areas, which is seen on the other phones. Under display, you have to go and turn on the blue light filter. This is all under the same Moto application. Moto display has the attentive display, Moto display, as well as the night display. And finally, there is that Moto voice, which is similar to how the Google voice works, but this has a set of mics that works perfectly. Even when there is a lot of noise around, if you just call it out, it would listen to your command and actually listen to whatever you say. So that is all under the Moto application, and the UI I'm always a fan of. It's the stock Android. You don't have to worry about the different kind of preloaded apps, because there's nothing. Most of the apps that you see are the Google applications. Some extra ones are the FM radio. There's Dolby audio support, so that is an application given here. There's that Google Duo app as well. Nothing else is given here. There are no unnecessary application pre-installed apps that you might want to delete later. There's one LinkedIn application as well. And under the settings, you see the standard settings. Everything is from the stock Android. Nothing is modified except that Google, the Moto app that is given here. Now getting into the camera application, If you now come into this and check this out, this is the camera application that you see here, and if you go into this one, you have these features. That's not just the regular panorama, portrait, or the face filters, also the slow motion, time lapse face filters, but the spot. You can see that the colors are changing here. You'll have to test it out, you'll have to experiment it out, and it would work perfectly if you know how it is going to work. And you see the face filters again here for both the photo and the video as well. So this was under that modes. Now going back into the camera application, you have the HDR option, you can turn it on or off, the flashlight option as well, and the timer. And this is the auto or manual. And again, under manual you have so many things. That's not just the white balance. You have the shutter speed as well, which can go down to 1/6000 to 1/3. So these are the shutter speed options that are given here. Or the ISO is from 100 to 3200, and this is the EV. So these are the different options that you see. This is the exposure value. So these are the different manual options that you get under the Moto camera application. Again, something, if you are actually a good camera user, you wanted to have a good camera experience, this has all of that. This is the video area where you see the stabilization. This is the electronic image stabilization that can be turned on or off. And if you go into the settings now, this is the 12 megapixel camera, so that's what you get here. And the 8.1 can give you 18:9. This is the resolution of the display itself, so you can turn to that as well. And under the video size, there's 4K Ultra HD at 30 FPS. So I hope you are along with us and you're actually tweeting it out and also commenting with those hashtags Moto G6 Plus and tagging us so that we can choose one of those winners of this beautiful smartphone, which is not just beautiful but also has enough power for you to actually get a good experience of everything. I'm sure even the gaming experience of my current favorite game, that's PUBG Mobile, might be good on this because of the Snapdragon 630 series, which is offering a very good performance of the gaming. So this has the Snapdragon 630, which has the clock speed of 2.2 GHz and it's an octa-core chipset. So there might be a lot offered there. And even with that, along with that, you have the 6 GB of RAM. So that is also going to add with that experience of multitasking. You don't have to always worry about how much RAM is there. I'm sure with the stock Android, always there's that very good RAM management done. So this is all about that Moto G6 Plus. Again, coming back to the same interface, you have everything mostly in this quick settings area itself. You have the Dolby audio option, there's battery saver as well, and do not disturb, airplane mode, flashlight. So this is all under this. And not to forget, the phone has the USB Type-C connectivity towards the bottom along with the headphone jack towards the bottom. So USB Type-C helps in the bit of file transfers, and it has a support for the 15-watt power adapter. That's the power brick given here, which is called the turbo power charger. So this is the Moto G6 Plus. I do hope that you like this phone, and I hope also that you like this video that we did, the live unboxing. We really do these live unboxings or live videos. So this is just a start. We might be doing a lot more. But for now, this was the first one, and I hope you liked it. And I hope you're still tweeting around with the hashtag and tagging us along. So see, these are the things that you keep getting when you're starting the phone. This is attentive display. Keep the screen on when you're looking at it. So this is one thing that uses the front camera. And when you're actually trying to read something, when you have a long page to read, and you don't want the screen to always turn off with the auto mode, when you have the screen turn off for 30 seconds, it sees with the camera that you're actually looking at it. It would detect that your eyes are looking at the phone, and it would keep the screen turned on. So this is one good feature again. So there are those multiple features under this, this was all about the Moto G6 Plus smartphone. So in the end, let's end it now. This phone is priced at ₹20,499, and I feel that the pricing is quite apt, and it's quite a good phone, especially for that design. I'm a fan of every design around because everything comes with their own unique designs. And this has the glass back, which has a glossy finish, and this has the Gorilla Glass 3 protection, so you won't find scratches that easily. And this is going to be available both offline, online, and even at the Moto hubs, which is the Moto stores. They have like hundreds of stores now around the country. So these phones are going to be available even there. And the pricing is ₹22,499 for the 6 GB RAM variant. There's only one variant that comes with 6 GB and 64 GB. So this was the live stream of the unboxing and overview of the Moto G6 Plus smartphone. I hope you like this video, and if you do, again subscribe to Gizmo Times, and we'll be doing more videos in the future. And thank you for watching, and see you soon.